Hi, I'm Katie from What Katie Did, and welcome back. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about our Tuppence 1930s Tuppence dress and bolero. As you can see here, the Tuppence dress has got a mustard crane print on, and this came about because there's an exhibition running at London's V&A Victoria and Albert Museum at the moment, which is called Kimono Kyoto to Catwalk, and it goes about the history about the kimono. And I've always had a slight obsession with Japanese fashion and printed design. So as I knew this dress was going to be coming out about the same time the exhibition started, I thought it'd be a great opportunity to do a tie-in with something slightly Japanese. And my original idea was to do something using an indigo type print, because a lot of Japanese prints are actually quite understated, and I love the indigo prints that you see. They're quite geometric, and also that reminds me of Art Deco, and as you know, at What Katie Did, we're very inspired by Art Deco designs as well. So I thought it would tie in with the V&A exhibition. It would give a slight nod to that, and also it would tie in with my love of Art Deco, and also the 1930s and things like that. And it wouldn't be too in your face. It would be quite subtle. I'm quite new to designing prints, and when it comes to looking at something on a computer screen and looking at it in real life, it's quite different. So my indigo prints, when I actually had the fabric printed, we did a 10-meter test run, and it was really quite drab and not very exciting at all. So that was quickly scrapped, and this is actually my backup print. And I thought this is the one which would be too in your face, but actually when it's translated into a dress, it looks really amazing, and everyone in the factory was like, wow, we like that. So it was good. It was great that this one worked out. I have been asked for a bit more information about the background from the dresses which we're making and where the inspiration comes from. So the print for this original dress was actually a dark floral. It's actually this dark floral print that I'm also working on at the moment as well, but I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to do an exact replication of the same dress. I wanted to mix it up a bit. So this is a print we're using for other items, but the actual original dress of this was a dress I picked up in a vintage shop in my hometown of Plymouth about 25 years ago. And if you know Plymouth, it was a little shop opposite the university, round Drake Circus, just down from where the museum is. And I walked past it a few weeks ago, and I think now it's like some fast food place, but at the time there was a little row of shops, and one of them was this really cute vintage shop, which I used to find quite a few goodies at when I used to visit my parents back in Plymouth. And one of the things I found was this full-length 1930s dark floral print dress with a matching bolero, and it was one of those things. I was living in London at the time, and it's one of those things in London that would have been snapped up just like that, but I think in Plymouth things like that hung around a bit more, so I was very lucky to get it. I had it full length for a couple of years, and then I wasn't wearing it very much, and so I chopped the hem off, which I know some of you will be going, oh no, but yeah, I feel bad about chopping the hem off and making it T-length, but it did mean I could wear the dress a lot more, so it was good. It was good for me, not so good for fashion history, but good for me. And when I recreated the dress and was inspired by it, again, I made it T-length, so it's in between knee and ankle, depending on we're halfway in between, so just below the knee, depending on your height. But it is slightly longer than our other styles, and of course it does have the slight train at the back as well. For the lingerie to go underneath it, you don't really need anything special. I can tell you what you don't need, and that is you don't need a bullet bra, because this is inspired by the 1930s, and this is pre-bullet bra era. I get asked quite a lot if I'm going to do bras pre-1940s, and the answer is really no, because bras pre-1940s, they really were quite plain. The size choice was very restricted. The fit and support wasn't that great, and the design was very plain as well. So it's not, you know, it's not an interesting era to look at, to recreate, especially when you have to do cup sizes bigger than a C, which obviously we have to do. We can't do a bra that just fits like A, B, C cups. So that's kind of out the window. So if you are looking for a bra to wear under this dress, you want to go for the most natural shape that you can find. So we're not looking at a push-up or a point. You're just looking at a natural breast shape. For the shoot, we actually teamed it with our glamour corselet, because in the 30s, it's all about being sleek. It's not about really having a defined waist. It's not about that hourglass shape. That really didn't come in until the late 40s, early 50s. So in the 30s, it is more slinky, and it's just about smoothing out the lines. So we teamed it with the corselet. You could also team it with our underbust girdle, or you could team it with a girdle, but really it doesn't need any shapewear at all. On a hot summer day, you could wear it with French knickers and a little bra, and that's fine. But if you do want to dress it up more in the evening and make it a little bit more slinky, it's better to go with, you know, an underbust girdle, a corselet, or a girdle as opposed to a corset or waist cincher. Of course, I wear a corset every day, and I am wearing a corset with this dress. And you can wear a corset with it, but it's not going to add anything to the dress, because it skims over the waist. It's not exactly an empire line, but it doesn't emphasize the waist at all. So it skims over your figure, and by wearing a cincher or a corset, you're not going to add anything to the dress at all. If you want to wear nylons with this dress, then in our shoot we teamed it with our mustard seams, but it would also look amazing with either our champagne and black seams or nutmeg and black seams. I wouldn't wear it with plain black, especially during the day, because that would be not periodically correct. And I know you're probably thinking, well, hold on, mustard seams aren't period correct. But if you look back to the 30s, 20s and 30s, they did have a lot of vibrant stocking colours around back then. It's only really in the 40s that things got quite plain and dull and skin toned. So if you want to add a pair of mustard seams, that's no problem at all. But you wouldn't have worn plain sheer black during the daytime. If you do want to wear this dress with sheer black for evening, then I'd probably swap this out for a plain black bolero or shrug, just to make it tie in with a black more. But for day wear, I think the champagne or nutmeg mustard and champagne nutmeg black would be a better choice. If you do have any questions about our vintage fashion or lingerie, please get in touch. And then in the meantime, take care, and I'll catch up with you soon.